Today we will be seeing what is product life cycle. So what is product life cycle? As can be seen in the picture, you and I, we also go through different stages during our lifetime, right? We are born as a child, then we become a teenager, then we come to the youth stage, then we become adult, then we become older adult, and finally we die. In the same way, when we talk about products, products also go through a different kinds of stages during their lifetime. So, the product life cycle is the process a product goes through from when it is first introduced into the market until it is removed from the market or the sales of the product begins to decline, as can be seen in the picture out here. Now, the product life cycle has four stages. It starts with introduction, then it moves to the growth stage. Thereafter, the product goes to the maturity stage, and finally, the product goes to decline stage. When you look at this picture, we see that there is x axis and we have y axis. On the x axis, you have time period. Okay. On the y axis, you have sales, annual sales. All right. So your product over a period of time, how the sales is increasing or decreasing during each of the stages of this product is being shown through the form of a picture in this slide. Now there are two broad factors that govern the changes in a product's life cycle. That what are the reasons due to which a product moves through different stages during its lifetime. The reason number one, changing needs of the customer. As a customer, my needs, my wants keep changing. I want improvement in the products because I get fed up by using the same product again and again, due to which the sales of a product may decline. And so a product may move from one stage of its life cycle to another stage of its life cycle. Then another reason for the changes in the stages of the product's life cycle could be launch of better and more efficient products. Maybe your competitors have come up with some efficient products which are a better version of your product, and suddenly the customers start preferring other products over your product. Then again, what would happen? The sales of your product will be changing. Okay, it may decline, and then again your product will be moving from one stage of its life cycle to another stage of the life cycle. Now these are the two broad factors which are controlling the stages through which a product moves through its lifetime. So moving ahead, let us see one by one each stage of the product life cycle. So let us see, first of all, as I said, the very first stage through which your product moves through during its lifetime is called introduction stage. Now, what happens in introduction stage? In the introduction stage is where all the magic begins. If you remember yesterday when we were talking about new product development, we said that the dream of every product manager is launching the product in the market. The very moment you launch your product in the market, it gets into the introduction stage of its lifetime. Okay, so in this phase, what you are trying to do, you are trying to get as many customers as possible. Since you have just introduced your product to the market, customers are totally unaware about your product. Since they are unaware about your product, the profit margin will be very, very less. There will be very less sales during the introductory stage of the product. So, as a product manager or as a marketer, what is your goal? Your goal is to build a strong, loyal customer base. Your goal is not to earn profit during this time. Thereafter, what is important is that you have to decide during the introductory stage of my product what is the pricing strategy going to be. Am I going to introduce my product at a premium version? Premium means premium. If I talk about Apple, so what does Apple do? Apple is putting its products in the market as a premium version at a higher cost. So the prices of the products of Apple are very high. Why? Because Apple wants to show to the customers that we are an aspirational brand. So it is placing its products at premium price. But there could be another pricing strategy which some companies may follow. Now, as a product manager of Reliance Jio, what did the product manager do? He placed Reliance Jio when it came into the telecom market for the first time. It gave free Geo SIM to all the people. I'm sure you all must be remembering it. Free Geo SIM was distributed, free calling, free internet for 1 year of time. What is that called? That is another pricing strategy which companies might be using during its introduction stage. This is called giving your product as a freemium version. What is that? Free. FREEMIUM. Okay, so Reliance Jio offered its product as freemium version for 1 year to people during the introductory stage. Okay, so that everybody would just run to get free internet, because we very well know at that time Airtel was the strong brand, and people would be having a lot of trouble with Airtel. You would be getting hardly 1 GB for some 300 a month or something of that sort. So people were happy that they were getting unlimited free internet for 1 year, unlimited free calling. So everybody preferred having GeoSIM. All right. Now, this was another pricing strategy that could be used by a company which is called freemium version, whereby you're trying to enter the market either at a very low cost or at no cost. All right. Now, this is also called as penetration pricing strategy. Penetration pricing strategy means you penetrate into the market with very low cost, or as I said, at no cost, and you try to establish yourself in the market. And the strategy which is used by Apple is called skimming strategy. That is placing your products at a higher price in the market. Now, having seen that how a company introduces its product and how does it places the pricing strategy during the introductory stage, next thing that we need to see is promotion. Now, how does your company promote your product during the introduction stage? Now, as I said, people are not aware of your product because you have just launched your product in the market. So, you need to do a lot of investment into marketing, into advertising your product, so that your customers get aware that, yeah, this kind of a product is available in the market. Now, let us see how do companies position themselves. As I said earlier, either by penetrating into the market at a very low cost or by skimming into the market at a very high price. Okay, so that could be the promotional strategy which could be used by the brands. Then you may ask me that, ma'am, for how long does a product remain in the introductory stage of its lifetime? This is a very normal question. If tomorrow you people are working as a product manager in any firm, then you might be also thinking that for how long should we be in the introductory stage? Now, that is not something which can be decided by you. It will be decided by the customers. How quickly they start adopting and adapting to your product will be deciding for how long your product will be in the introductory stage. If I again take the example of Reliance Jio, then for 1 year or for some 7 to 12 months your Reliance Jio was in the introductory stage, and soon after 1 year it went to the another stage of product life cycle, that is growth stage. Until now it is growing, but for some of the products the introductory stage may go on for years. Now, if I talk about another product like an intangible product, your online healthcare, your online education, both online healthcare and online education has been around in the market for some 7 to 10 years now. But ask yourself, did you ever think of having online consultation with the doctor in the past? None of us, until the pandemic COVID 19 took off, right? And suddenly, because we wanted to have a physical distancing, we were scared to get out of our houses. What did we do? We adopted online healthcare facility which was being provided, right? In the same way, if somebody told you that you do not need to go to school or college for having physical classes, rather than that, you just sit at home and have online education, would you accept that? No, none of you would accept it, right? But after pandemic, what happened? Suddenly, all of us shifted our focus to online education, right? So, talk of intangible product like your online healthcare, online education, they have been in the introductory stage for past 7 to 8 years now. But due to pandemic, they moved from introductory stage to growth stage, whereby people started adopting and adapting to online healthcare and online education. Okay, and when you are into the introductory stage, there is very less competition. Okay, there is very less competition because your product is new into the market. So your competitors are not very well aware of what your product is all about. They do not see your product as a threat unless and until people start purchasing your product and people start liking your product. All right. So that was all about the introduction stage of a product. Now let us move from introduction stage to the next stage of the product life cycle, that is called growth stage. Now what happens in the growth stage? As a product manager and you have recently introduced your new product into the market, what do you want? It should reach as soon as possible to the growth stage. Why? Because it is at this level that your sales will be increasing, your profit margin will be increasing. So no more you have to bear with the losses which you were having in the introduction stage by giving the freemium version of your products, okay, or by giving the premium version whereby very few people wanted to purchase it since they were not very much adapted to your product. So what happens in the growth stage? Your product begins to occupy mind space. You as a customer are going to the market, you are watching a lot of products in front of you, and suddenly this new product which has been introduced into the market captures your mind because you have been seeing a lot of advertisement about this product in the market, because of the heavy investment which is being done by the marketer to make people aware of this product. You start having this product in your mind, so it figures out in your mind when you are going to the market, and then you start purchasing this product because you want to try out how this product is. So when you start purchasing this product, you may like the product. Once you like the product, you are repurchasing the product, and then what happens? There is organic growth. What do you mean by organic growth? Organic growth means you start recommending the product to your friends, to your relatives, and there is positive word of mouth. Everybody starts purchasing this product. Public awareness rises about your product. Once public awareness starts rising about your product, there is more and more demand for your product. When the demand of the product is increasing, what you have to do? You have to increase the number of distribution channels for your product. So what do you do as a marketer? You start looking for more and more distribution channels to sell your product. In the introductory phase, please remember, you have just selectively chosen some distribution channels to sell your product because your product is not much famous or popular. But in the growth stage, due to the increase in demand of your product, what is happening? You need to have more distribution channels for selling your product. All right. And then other companies at this stage become aware of your product, because for the other companies your product is like a competitor. Okay, now these companies are becoming aware that you have started, your product has started taking the market share, and your product is drawing the attention of all the customers, of all the competitors, and it is increasingly pulling in revenue. So profit is increasing in the growth stage, your sales is increasing in the growth stage, public awareness is increasing in the growth stage. But remember, something that you have to keep in your mind as a marketer or as a product manager, that when your product is in the growth stage, it will not remain in the growth stage for long. Why? Because your competitors have got to know about your product. So what will they be doing? They'll be trying to counter attack you, whereby they will be either improvising their own product or coming up with some new products in the market. All right, due to which your product may soon go into the maturity stage, whereby while your product has been growing, the sales has been growing, but as competitor has launched with a new product, and people might now shift their focus to the other product which has been launched by the competitor, then your product would, the sales might decline, and it would be entering into the maturity stage. Now, if I talk about some of the examples of the products, okay, now these virtual reality headsets are in the introductory phase in the market. Okay, please remember, they have just been introduced in the market and they are in the introductory phase of the market. Now, if I talk about Google's self driving cars, which stage, what do you think, in which stage these Google self driving cars are? Are they in the introductory stage or are they in the growth stage?
Introductory, ma'am.
Absolutely, it is in the introductory phase. Now, this is Tesla's Model S. Okay, now which is this car? This car is of brand Tesla, and this model is called Model S. It is an electric vehicle. It is right now in the growth stage. All the people are preferring to buy electric cars over your diesel or petrol cars. So Tesla's Model S, which is an electric car, is in its growth stage. Now, if I talk about the similar Indian model, then Mahindra Group came up with an electric car which is called e-Verito. Okay, this model is called e-Verito, which is right now on your screen. It was launched in the year 2012. Now, this e-Verito has its sales has been increasing since it was launched in the market. This product, Indian product, is in the growth stage because, as I said, the profit has been increasing, the sales has been increasing. Why? Because people are preferring electric cars, okay, over your fuel or petrol or diesel cars. All right, so these are some of the examples of products which are in the introductory phase or they are in their growth stage. Now, once your product has reached to the growth stage, the product is not going to remain in the growth stage for long because your competitors have become increasingly aware of your product. So soon, from the growth stage, your product will be moving to the next stage, that is called the stage of maturity. Now, this is the stage which is very difficult to identify for a product manager. He may not realize that what is the reason due to which the sales of the product have become saturated. So, what is happening in the maturity stage? Your product is now totally established in the market. Your brand name is established and your market share is maximum. Now, you do not know how to further increase your market share because you are catering to one sector and that sector has become totally saturated. I'll give you a beautiful example here. Way back in the 1990s, Lux brand, it had reached its maturity stage because Lux had established itself, or I can say Lux had positioned itself as a beauty product, whereby if we would have seen the advertisements, you would see Shri Devi, Rekha, just advertising about this Lux brand, that how their beauty is enhanced by using Lux soap. Now, when this product reached maturity stage and it was the marketers were not able to increase the sales further, then they started thinking of what should we change in the Lux soap such that the sales starts increasing. But the problem was there were limited number of women population who were using Lux. Now, how to go beyond them? They gave a twist to the advertisement of Lux. They showed Shah Rukh Khan, who was a famous celebrity. So you could see Shah Rukh Khan sitting in this bathtub, and applying this Lux soap on his body and showing that yes, his, he becomes more handsome by applying Lux soap. So overnight, in a jiffy, what happened? The Lux was positioned as not only a beauty product which could be used by women, but a product which could also be used by boys, by gents, by men. Okay. And what happened after that? The sales shooted up. The it went back to the growth stage, and the product kept expanding. All right. Same had happened. If you remember, I gave you an example of Old Spice yesterday, whereby I said that Old Spice had reached its maturity level, whereby the sales had started declining because Old Spice was positioned as a product which was used by older generation. But then, when they brought a twist in the advertisement campaign of Old Spice and they projected it or repositioned it as a product which can also be used by the youth, the sales and profit of Old Spice increased. Now, these are some of the strategies which you as a marketer could apply. As a marketer, you need to understand that your product reaches maturity stage only when there is a very strong competitor which is already available for your product in the growth stage. So that is when your product is reaching maturity stage. Now, at the maturity stage, as I said, you could make certain changes to your product, to the advertisement campaigns of your product, to reposition or to relaunch your product. Or what can you do? You can reduce the price of your product in the market so that people get tempted to buy your product at a lower price. So that is what happens in the maturity stage of the product. So prices, as I said, at this stage tend to get competitive, and because of that, what is happening? Your margin is shrinking because due to the outside pressure, due to the competition which you are having from other products which have already reached growth stage, your product's prices have to be lowered down. Okay. Now, this means that either your product is soon going to get into the decline stage, or by putting some enhancements into your product, you can further expand the maturity stage for your product. If I talk about Baleno, okay, many of us are aware about the car Baleno, which is of Maruti Suzuki. So now this car Baleno has reached its maturity stage, whereby its sales has started declining. Okay, why? Because there are a lot of other cars which are better versions of Baleno which are available in the market and are in the growth stage. All right. So having seen the maturity stage, what now happens? Finally, your product is getting into the decline stage. Although most of the companies try their best to keep their product alive in the maturity stage as long as possible, but decline for every product is inevitable. Just like for you and I, we may try to keep ourselves alive till 65, 70, but after 70, 75, we are very well aware that we will be soon dying. In the same way, the product after the maturity stage may decline, right? So what happens in the decline stage? The sales begins to decline, right, very badly. People stop purchasing your product, prices and profitability decreases. Even the distributors are no more interested in your product. They do not want to have your product in their store because they know that there is no sales for your product, right? So during this time, as a marketer, your only goal is to just focus on your loyal customers, because of the loyalty of your customers who have been with you since the stage of introduction. These will be the only people who would be thinking that since we have been with this company for so many years, let me purchase their product. But other people will not be purchasing your product. Okay, so again during the decline stage, what you would try to do, you would be further reducing the price of your product. You will be making your product available to the public at a very discounted price. Distributors, as I said, they will be losing the interest in selling your product. Companies has no other go but only to focus on the loyal customers. Okay, so the best example is of Nokia. We all very well know that Nokia phones were actually ruling the market, right? But then what happened? Today they are vanished. Nobody purchases Nokia. So that is okay, reaching of the decline stage whereby people do not like to buy your product. Okay, this is Maruti Suzuki's Baleno car. So the Nokia brand. Okay. Now, so far, I just made you people understand what are the different stages through which a product goes through during its lifetime. Now, I'll be taking just one company, that is Maruti, and I'll be giving you the product life cycle of Maruti 800. Okay, and for this Maruti 800, I'll be talking about when it was in the introduction stage, what was happening, when it was in the growth stage, what was happening, and how it moved over to maturity and decline stage. So, Maruti 800 was in the introductory stage from 1983 to 1986. So it took 3 years to move from introductory stage to the growth stage. It was first imported and sold in 1983. It positioned itself as cheapest car in the market. There was a huge gap between demand and supply. There was a lot of demand for this product because during that time, the cars were not much available. So people were, when they heard, because we used to have not four wheelers, we used to have two wheelers. So people were happy when they came to know that four wheelers is going to be introduced into the market. So there was a huge demand for it, and the company was not able to supply as many products that have been ordered for the car. So company took almost 3 years to clear the resulting waiting list. Then, from 1987 to 1990, from 1987 to 1996, Maruti 800 was in the growth stage. People loved the car after purchasing it. They just, it again had organic growth. They recommended the product, they recommended the car to all their friends, relatives. Everybody wanted to purchase Maruti 800. It exceeded the expectations of people. The production and sales increased from 87 to 96. There was increase in profit, and at this time they did not have any threat of competition. However, in the year 97 onwards, what happened? Maruti 800 reached its maturity stage. Its sales touched 2 lakh in the year 1999. Maruti repositioned itself. Entry of competitors like General Motors and Ford, Tata happened in the four-wheeler industry during the phase of 97 to 2000, and because of the entry of competitors who came up with their own versions of cars, due to which Maruti 800 went, their profit margin shrinked. Okay, and then this Maruti 800 went into the saturation or maturity stage. From 2003 onwards, the decline of Maruti 800 happened. There was heavy competition from i10, from Spark. There was drastic decrease in the sales of Maruti 800. Only 33,038 units were sold in the year 2009-2010, and finally it was withdrawn from 13 cities including metros. So now what I have given you, I just gave you example of how Maruti 800 from 1983 up till 2014, how it has been moving through introductory stage, then it moved to the growth stage, then it went to maturity, and finally it went to the decline stage whereby they had stopped the production of Maruti 800. Now let us just, we have some 5 minutes. We'll just go through some of the failed products which were a big failure, which could not establish themselves in the market, which had a very small introductory, very small growth stage, which had very small maturity stage, and soon they went into the declining phase. I'm not sure how many of you are aware of Orkut. Okay, I think it was somewhere around 2000, yes, 2011, 2014, when this Orkut had come. Orkut was a social media platform just like your Facebook, but Orkut was ahead of its time. People could not understand what Orkut is all about because during that time we did not have much internet facility available. So what happened, and people were not that much aware, they were not very much open minded as we are today. The generation which was using Orkut during that time, okay, way back in 2010, 2011, they were not able to associate themselves with Orkut. And so Orkut, although very much similar to Facebook, was a failure. Then moving to Google Plus. Now this was again a product that was innovated by Google, but then Google Plus was again not liked by people. This was again another failed product of Google. Moving ahead, Amazon Fire Phone. Now, Amazon, they came up with this phone which was called Amazon Fire Phone. It was again a failed product because people did not like the phone. So, what we have covered in today's lecture is product life cycle. What are the different stages through which a product goes through during its lifetime? We have seen there are four stages: the stage of introduction, the stage of growth, then maturity, and finally decline. We have seen different examples related to each of the stages of the product. And finally, we have seen what all products have been a big failure, okay, which for which the decline was within a few years of their introduction into the market. So, with that, we have completed the topic of product life cycle.